Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. In today's video I'm taking a closer look at the Bare SB mid-layer undersuit. So this is a relatively thin undersuit. It's made, as the name suggests, a mid-layer, as that kind of middle layer between your base layer and your dry suit. So this is what's going to be creating that insulating layer of air to keep you nice and warm, but also to wick moisture away from your body so you stay dry at the same time. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so starting up around the neck, so very basic neck around this. It doesn't have sort of too much to get in the way of your neck seal, so you just have this rolled section of the material, which is very, very soft, so it's not going to rub against your neck in any way, but it does sort of create almost like a seal to kind of trap any sort of air inside the torso as such and stop that from moving. And then the rest of the stitching, so this is all flat lot stitching. You can see it best in the in this blue stitching. So very, very wide seam. So even if you're not wearing a base layer underneath this, it's not going to rub in any particular area because this stitch is very, very soft against you. The fleece itself is incredibly soft, but also very, very flexible as well. So it's not going to be a restrictive kind of bulky undersuit that really sort of feels like you're lumbering around and restricts you in any way. It's very, very light, very flexible and relatively thin. It's only about, I don't know, maybe 4 mil thick. So yeah, it's not adding too much bulk, so you're not going to need too much extra lead to help you get down. It's not adding all that sort of extra sort of downy sort of material. But it is very, very flexible and it is very warm as well. The main selling point about this is that it does wick moisture away from your skin very well. If your skin is wet, then you tend to sort of feel cold and whatnot, but as soon as it wicks it away from you, it actually helps you to sort of feel dry, warmer and also cleaner as well. Moving down the suit, on your right arm, just sort of over your bicep, you have this small little pocket. So zippered. Now really all you could really fit in there is maybe sort of car keys and some kind of loose change. There isn't a great deal of space, but this material is sort of elasticated as well. So even if you do have sort of a big set of keys or whatnot, it would still fit in there. It just kind of bulges out, as it were, and then that zippered closure. Small little zipper, so you're not going to feel that on the right hand side in any way. Moving down to the cuffs, so similar to the neck seal, you just have this rolled material, so it's soft against your cuff. You have a big elasticated webbing thumb loop, so that's quite soft and comfortable against your thumb. Some thumb loops, they can kind of dig in. If you're wearing it underneath dry gloves, for example, and you leave it on to allow gas to transfer, it can get uncomfortable, but this one actually is, because it's wide kind of elastic tape, it's much more comfortable sort of against your hand, and then yeah, just tuck it out of the way when you don't need it. Moving down the suit, you'll see just down at the lowest section, you have this thin layer which is like sort of spandex or lycra. So you kind of transition from that insulating layer to this layer, and this is so that you can overlap your bottoms without having a big bulky section over your midriff. So you still have that kind of coverage to keep the shirt down, to hold it in position, because it's quite long compared to like a normal t-shirt. It's long, so it keeps you covered at all times. And then on the back, you can see how you still have that insulating layer, so it keeps your kidneys covered. It's quite important to keep those insulated, but you do still have some insulation a little bit lower down, so that kind of lycra section doesn't continue all the way throughout. On the inside of the suit, it is very much just the same material as on the outside. It's just this single layer of insulating fleece all the way throughout, and that flat lock stitching you can see again is very sort of soft against your skin. So all in all, yeah, a nice soft, relatively thin but very warm undersuit that's definitely worth considering. Okay, so that's the Bare SB mid-layer, a good thin undersuit, but still it's going to keep you nice and warm without too much bulk in it. It's got that four-way stretch, so you're going to feel like you're going to be able to move around in it without needing sort of too much lead because of any added buoyancy. It's going to add a bit of buoyancy, but not too much compared to a lot of the sort of bigger, thicker undersuits. But yeah, it's going to keep you nice and dry. by sort of wicking that moisture away from your skin, and in turn keeping you nice and warm. One feature that I quite like is that sort of lower section, that kind of lycra or spandex, whatever it is. It just sort of thins that layer, so you still have that overlap. Even if you do kind of stretch up, it's still keeping you covered, but it's not adding too much bulk over that midsection. So yeah, nice undersuit, definitely worth checking out. There's going to be far more information on our website, simplyscuba.com. Just click on the link down in the description below and that will take you to this and to look at the leggings as well. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.